BC. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be so bad.
that's the official first line of the story. 666 BC.
Yeah, it's gonna be right awful. It is probably going to be some of the worst shit we have read here in a while. It has the potential to give everyone ear cancer. I don't even know if ear cancer is a thing, but it's definitely going to be a thing after I read this out loud to everyone.
Yeah.
Alright, so, to start that though...
I think I just lost 5 years of my life.
Oh, right, that's right, you start slow.
You only lost 5? It's an impressive
That's how it works, right? You start slow.
Considering I'm probably gonna die before I reach 30. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeehaw.
I got me some alcohol.
Hey, me too.
Oh boy, here we go.
Bottoms up, Sneaky.
Alright, 5, 4, 2, 1. Hello, Internet! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003 with your host, Sneaky Devil. I am hoping I have woken you all up now, so you're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to have every last hope and dream crushed underfoot by the mere existence of some of these stories.
All hopes and dreams.
Exactly.
Did you think I had any?
Tonight we got Gray, Nosehair, Arn, and
Hello.
Max Force joining us because Atin is too much of a bitch otherwise. Woo!
I mean, it's the always.
Ah, good. I see my badges are properly being applied. So Max, did you know that crabs with guns, in fact, does not violate any of the Twitch guidelines?
I'm not sure why it would. Clearly, those are Nerf guns it's holding.
Yeah, those are definitely not scorpions.
Nope. Nope. It's totally a Nerf gun.
Shill him. You subscribed for 23 months. Well, I guess I could shill you just once, Nosehair.
Oh, look who finally showed up.
Oh yeah, the founder badge just overwrites all the other badges, Sneaky.
Rip.
Yeah, it's
Big
kind of
rip.
gay.
Big rip.
Very fucking gay.
Big
Oh, well.
rip.
Didn't want it anyway. Fuck
Anyway,
off.
so let us reveal to you tonight's story. This is Nosferatu, a Harry Potter high school DxD crossover.
Oh boy, does that mean they're going to be deformed monstrosities that eventually defeat the Antediluvian?
Yes. Don't forget the part where they all get a Digimon
no.
and go on a crusade with the Emperor.
Oh, fuck. I just looked at the crossover.
I mean, I was making a Vampire the Masquerade joke, but okay.
Harry's rescue mission to free his godfather, Cyrus Black, failed when the Dementors swarmed them. In a desperate attempt to save his own life. What the fuck? In a desperate attempt to save his own life after Cyrus' soul was eaten.
Come on, Sneaky. You can pronounce serious. You fucking retard.
Harry's magic reacted. His magic gave birth to something more terrifying than Voldemort. His magic is pregnant. Is that what Mpreg means?
Yeah. No, please.
No.
I will turn your spine into a fucking fishing rod.
Reject. I reject in the sternest possible manner.
But you're not a Orihime, so it doesn't work.
Don't remind me.
Stronger.
If only I could just reject things that I didn't like the way that character can.
It's
Hurry, I reject.
Reject.
From everyone else's suffering.
Massacre at furry convention. Man goes around shouting rejection.
seriously.
Stronger than any god and devourer of souls. The no-life king has come.
Ah yes, Harry Potter the neat.
Harry Potter, the ultra neat.
You know, it would have
Truly,
been
more
great
terrifying.
as a comedy, but no, this dude decides to fuck it up with super edgy, over the top. You know what? If he takes this in the direction of a parody, there might be some hope.
It's a harem.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Oh.
again, based on the little writing I've looked at for
Oh,
this story, I
Oh,
don't
this
think
is
I
one
slept
chapter.
with
There's
it.
only one chapter to this. It was published on February 20th. It has 235 favorites. Fucking kill me.
Look, Sneaky, just look at the section, dude.
Ah!
It's the fucking Harry Potter and DxD crosser. What the fuck can you expect?
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. There are no returns.
There's a lot of people in the Discord tonight. Jeez.
Wait, is this a Harry Potter's a reincarnation of Nosferatu story, or did you just accidentally spoil the ending by revealing it in the first chapter?
Power move.
Oh god.
Imagine writing a
Okay.
fig backwards.
666 BC. How beautiful. A night like this. A young man gently spoke, his golden iris, his single golden iris, fixated on the full silver moon that floats in the darkness of night. To put disobedient children and their father back in their place. Lowering his sight towards the battlefield below, devils and the two different kinds of angels were fighting. Can't you just say fallen angels and angels?
No, of course
It's
not.
angels and the punk angels. See,
Angels,
Grigori.
more edgy
Like
angels.
many
And
other
angels.
deities who like to create life, Jehovah's Witnesses too based his creations on humans. His angels, both those that follow his teachings
wait,
and those
what?
that... What?
No, Jehovah's Witnesses are literally a heretical splinter branch.
Yeah, Sneaky just add the witnesses in post.
Yeah. This is a post edit. His angels, both those that follow his teachings and those that had parted with them, shared features with the mortals. The only exception would be that the angels carried a golden halo floating above their heads and a pair of wings. They carried these wings.
Oh yes.
This case was for only... Wait, this case was only for those that followed the new deity, for those that lost his faith?
What the fuck?
Wait,
What? That is not a
Um,
complete sentence.
I mean, like 3 words string together is more than I can expect from this fucking author, but still.
once what
What the
was
fuck is that
white
supposed to mean?
became
Oh
black...
lord, look at this formatting. I didn't even
Yes.
pay attention to the
Oh,
formatting.
oh yes, oh yes. Once what was white became black with the crimes of their sins, and the golden halo was lost, but not much else at least.
What?
Physically, at
What?
least. Sneaky, stop editing this.
No. Both
So you're just, like,
angels, those
Instinctively
with
fucking
faith,
fixing the story.
those with faith and those that strayed off the path that their father had set out for them, fought against a third party. Like them, this opposite party were once angels, humanoid in form. However, instead of feathered wings, these creatures had bat wings. No, the devils were never angels.
That's not DXD, you fucking idiots.
Jehovah and his children one day appeared on Earth and manipulated events until a small group of humans believed his words.
Okay, if by small group you mean dude drugged out of his mind, yes.
I mean, what the fuck was in that bush? Moses was fucking. was smoking.
What
Dude.
was in that bush? Why did it catch fire? See, my headcanon is that the Romans were coming around, and he had to get rid of the
It was an
evidence of his...
eucalyptus bush.
The who? The who, Sneaky?
The Romans, you see, they had regular police patrols in the middle of the
The
desert.
Romans, several thousand years before they were an empire.
Yeah. You see, they started off as police NPCs, right? And they were coming around, and he had to get rid of the evidence of all the drugs he had on him, so he wouldn't get arrested and sent to prehistoric jail. And so he threw them all into the bush, and that didn't hide him because the bush was dead. So he set the bush on fire, and when the Romans showed up, they're like, "Why is this bush on fire?" And he's like, "Well, you see, man, God was talking to me."
Now, you see, the Romans didn't like that because they believed in multiple gods, and this Moses dude was talking about one god.
Yep, and then that's how the Greeks were born.
Wait, what?
Yeah, come on, it's easy to follow along.
Right, so yeah, oh yes, of course. Moses lived in
So,
what?
anyway,
fucking 500
God is
BC?
an alien
Something like that.
who illegally came to Earth and started to
Gotta build
manipulate
a
it.
fucking space wall, dude.
Yeah,
What
you
is
gotta
this,
build a space
fucking
wall to
Dead
keep God
Space?
out. What?
Is this Dead Space or something?
Yeah, Jehovah is a space alien who has come to take over Earth. I'm not even kidding, that's what this author is writing.
I mean, that's supposed to be.
It was the man's. Wait, what the fuck is it? He quickly learned of other races, and he chose the humans as their champions. The man scoffed at his own thoughts while watching the battle between the children of what will. What?
Yes.
I
The
think
man-
this author is trying to be prosy and write from a sophisticated standpoint, but they are
Well,
failing.
how would that man even know they would become the children of the God of the Bible? Like that, it literally won't happen for their apparent 666 years, and then add 30 years for the Bible to be compiled by his various apostles, and then finally published.
Well, no, Sneaky, that's not how that works. Remember, the Bible was compiled in chunks. There's the Old and the New Testament.
Well,
The Old Testament
the Old
was essentially
Testament's
a
just the
constantly
Torah.
updated document.
The Old Testament's just the Torah.
Don't
Well,
you know?
No,
Nosferatu
it's
has
more than just the
freak
Torah.
up.
Remember, the Torah was the central books, but the rest of the stuff, Psalms, etc., that like all that stuff was, it sat in a weird area. Like it was important, but it wasn't the. It was weird.
Well, the
Just-
problem is that
it's
the
all
Torah were the
fanfiction, dude.
first 5 books of the Bible where it says don't mess with the Bible, and then a bunch of stuff was added.
Here's a bunch of stuff
Don't
not
mess
to
with
do.
the Bible.
The-
Proceeds to mess with the Bible.
Yeah, listen, the history of the Bible.
How
is
about
very-
that King James version, eh?
We don't like talking about that
We do
version.
not talk about that. We do not talk about King James and his fan fiction of a Bible.
That's one of the most popular forms of the Bible up here.
I am aware.
I mean, isn't the Bible just fan fiction of fan fiction of fan fiction? Repeating?
Yes.
More
yeah,
like it's
so-
a campfire. It's a fan fiction of a fan fiction of someone who put together all the fan fictions and made an anthology of a campfire story that someone heard from somebody else about some guy who did stuff.
Yep. Close enough.
There's like 38 degrees of separation, but it's fine.
And
It
yet
works.
it's still remarkably historically accurate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did rip off a majority of events in the Bible directly from the tablets of Uruk. So
No, I'm talking about as an actual historical document.
was I.
Yes, Sneaky. I'm talking about the later portions
yes.
of the Old Testament.
Jehovah's Witnesses and Scientologists had a strange love child religion. Yes, indeed.
I almost want to see what that would be.
I don't.
Jealousy is a normal concept, even for deities. His envy that his chosen champions didn't have powers rubbed him the wrong way, and proclaimed that all didn't follow his views of visions heretics. A
None of this
shadow
makes
slithered
sense.
towards him and the sound of beating wings. Despite charging from a blind spot, his ears are excellent. And the man turns his head to peek over his shoulders. Ah, Kokobili, the angel of the 5th level of Heaven and Cadre class. The man whirled on his spot, dodging the
Hold the fuck on,
corrupted
Sneaky.
light weapon of what?
You can say Kokabiel. It's not that hard.
It really is for him.
Kokobili.
God fucking damn it.
Welcome to our lives.
Look, if you just don't call attention to his fuck-ups, he usually doesn't double down.
More or less. Dodging the
Yeah.
corrupted light weapon of the angel and was thrust forward. His own hand came up, an open palm met the cadre angel's face and pushed him back. A sonic boom resounded through the battlefield when Kokobili was launched back. The angel became nothing more than a blur. At the end of his traject,
You missed
Oh.
something there?
No.
That's what
He
they wrote.
didn't.
that's what it
That's
says.
what's there.
What's written.
Yeah, I said he missed something. Not that. No, that Sneaky did miss something, but the fucking author did.
Yes, yes, he did. Like the fact that he shouldn't have posted this.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Kokobili flapped his wings, using the speed to accelerate him higher into the air until reached his highest velocity.
It
Uh-huh.
hurts so much.
What?
No, it gets better. It gets better.
3 pair of dark midnight feathered spread out behind him, showing Kokobili's position and strength. In his hand, a dark golden light twisted and morphed until it took the form of a sword, a broadsword, with 2 edges.
No shit.
Right.
This
The angel's
is
elfish face twisted into an ugly mask. His red eyes flashed in uncontrolled rage, and the long angelic black hair was pushed back when the angel dived. You dare touch me with your unworthy hands, you vermin. Kokabiel lifts his arm up, sword posted ready to cut.
Oh my god.
posted.
Yeah, he took a quick snapshot, put it on Twitter, ready to cut any fools down.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Kokabiel's eyes suddenly witnessed a black blur moving past him. And he shouted, "Drop it!" No, I'm just kidding. Pain erupted
Get
on
off the
his
fucking ground, bitch. This is the fucking police.
Pain erupted on his back. It was unbearable. The pain, that is. Losing his focus, the angel crashed into the ground, leaving a trail behind him.
Oh man,
What is this, fucking Bleach? The cadre tiredly turned his head, red eyes, seeking for the one responsible for the pain. Fury lit up his eyes when noticing the man, his target floating in the air. No wings of feathers or leathers.
Leather?
Ah yes, the leather's wings.
Oh, yes. My
Just
favorite.
don't ask any questions, and we'll get out of this sooner.
Oh.
Great. No, now all I can imagine is the skirt, the leather skirt that Roman legionaries have. All I can imagine now is a wings of that. The large, draconic wings kept the man in the air. However, his source for his fury was the single black feathers appendage. What?
I think it's supposed to be feathered appendage. I think.
I hope.
I could be wrong.
In the
Yeah,
man's
probably.
hand. You!
No, not in the man's hand. In man's hand. Oh, all of humanity just.
Yes,
come-
all of
gathered
humanity
No, you see,
held
actually,
in
it
the
was
air
Manus,
aloft,
the first
the
man, who
angel's
reached up with
wing,
his giant
and
hand.
he said, "For I have become death, destroyer of gods."
You know, if this took a hard right turn into a Dark Souls crossover, and that actually is Manus, some points, like 2 points.
2 points.
Only 2 though.
2 out of 100.
I'm sorry, all I can imagine is just Manus's, like, slam dunk move just appearing out of nowhere. BAM!
Sup, my gamer. You tore off an angel's pride. You tore off my pride.
My brand.
My brand!
You tore off my Gucci. What the fuck, dude?
Roared Kokabeel, rage and hatred burning like a flame in his eyes. I kill you slowly and make you beg for death. Ooh.
Gabuga.
I kill you slowly and make you beg for death.
Yes.
He didn't stutter.
I know.
That's good to hear, Pedro.
Angers me.
I kill you. Silence.
Kill you!
You can try, little crow, but that doesn't bring back your purified wings. White hot flames erupted in his hand, devouring.
Also,
What the
just
fuck?
a point of order,
Yeah.
if they're fallen angels, they're not supposed to have their wings anymore.
Oh shit, Max. No, fallen angels have their wings in DxD.
They're just black.
I'm just pointing out a biblical inaccuracy.
I know. Anyway, that's actually
Because I
something-
know that's of such great concern to the guy.
No,
who wrote
see, that's
DxD.
actually something I really liked about Supernatural. Is they actually did pay attention to details like that. When an angel fell in Supernatural, wherever they impacted would leave a shadow of their wings, and they would never have wings again.
Yeah, which I thought was great.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever, and I liked it.
Or some of them would, like when they got super mad, that you would see the little nubs.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna kill that guy till he's dead. White hot flames erupted in his hand, devouring the black feathering wing. Max, I think I figured it out.
Oh.
I think he's trying to keep all the tenses the same.
Oh, fuck.
He's failing.
But I think he's trying to keep all the tenses the same, but doesn't realize which words require a tense and why they require that tense.
God fucking damn it.
So we're dealing with a sophomore in high school at best.
I was gonna say a 5th grader, but yeah, we can go sophomore too.
If it weren't for the fact that
I'm
earlier
sorry,
today
I just saw-
I saw a
public
6th
education
grader
down here than
fail
anything else.
at the
Fuck you,
Y
Pedro.
drop.
I'm
sorry,
sorry. Hold on. What was that, Greg?
If it wasn't for the fact that I saw a 6th grader fail at the Ian grammar for dropping a Y for plural, well, I would think it was a first.
I mean, the thing is that I've seen a literal 5-year-old. My TV tech teacher in high school brought in his 5-year-old one day, and she was talking in more complete sentences than I've seen some of my senior peers.
Of course.
Anyway, let's see. It's sin being purified by the white flames, turning them to white ash. Yes.
Who?
Thank you.
Why?
Because why the fuck not at this point?
Pretty much.
Because it would
Coca-Beal.
mute this stream and Sneaky would lose any money he could potentially make off of this specific one.
Probably.
No.
Wait long enough.
He kept it to like under 5 seconds. Like it's
Oh,
well.
wait.
Fine, it's fine.
I think
Who
it's
cares?
10
Wait, what the fuck
seconds
is this?
on Twitch?
Coca-Blide.
What?
Coca-Bield.
Coca-Beal
actually.
did.
Coca-bleep.
He's
Coca
trying to
Brilliant.
tense the noun,
Coca.
Max. He's tensing
Yeah.
the noun.
No, you don't
Oh
do that.
god. Oh
You
fuck.
don't do that.
Oh god.
I've lost another
That's
2
listen.
years.
That's the equivalent of trying to turn a noun into a verb. Can you do that? Sure, but it's fucking disgusting. And
Did
should
you
only be
just
used for
past
comedic
tense
effect.
that man's name? Yes.
Listen.
Yeah, he's gone now.
He's gone.
Grant, the only
Fucking
time
good
you'd
past
ever
tense.
be turning a name to a verb is when it's something for them to be ashamed of.
Kobe.
Mm.
My name's a verb.
Yeah, well, you're grey.
I am also a
Exactly.
verb.
Yep.
He's so dead his name became past tense. Yes.
Shut the fuck up, C.
God fucking damn it. See.
God damn it.
Expected the
Brazilians.
ash to fall down to the ground, only to his growing horror to witness the ash being absorbed by the creature. I must say, these light powers colored with sin taste like a delicate rich wine. The flames disappeared only to be replaced by a light spear, black in color, with crimson outlines.
Wait, hang on. If it's light, why is it black?
Don't say it. I was gonna make a gamer joke.
I'm gonna say
No.
the game words, dude.
Hold on, I'm just gonna message Arn.
Oh god.
That's be real disappointing.
Yeah, more or less. More or less.
Does that answer your question?
Yep. It does make me want to say the game word, but you did it for me, so that's fine.
Indeed. We have to keep this family friendly.
Yes, for how long?
Until Twitch bans me.
Well, time to start the
Twitch
timer, I
hasn't
guess.
banned you yet. I am surprised.
Probably one of the worst things is my dad will occasionally tune into this. And I'm just like, oh, ooh. Like,
Why?
I'll occasionally get an email of like, that was a great stream, son. I'm like, oh, God.
You
I
can
hope you can feel
the
how
parental
disappointed I am.
disappointment.
Oh.
Anyway.
Look, Sneaky, all I'll say is
Mhm.
like it won't you can never be worse than when I let some people who they're good friends with me now, but at the time they really wanted to read one of my books. I was like, here, I'll let you into my Kindle library so you can read the book. And then they started going through the entire library and they were like, oh, what's this? What's this? I was like, no, stop. No, please.
Maybe
What's
not
this
that
folder
one.
labeled heavy porn?
No, but stuff like they're like, what's Sword Art Online? I was like, oh no, they found the weeb section.
Oh.
What's the Saga of Tanya
Uh-oh.
the Evil? I was like,
Oh,
Oh.
I was like, no,
no.
don't read that one. They're like, oh, but the cover looks really interesting.
No.
I was like, do not.
How to lose friends real fucking quickly. Why do you have cartoon Nazi porn?
Not
Hmm.
what I
Oh,
have.
I mean, I mean, drop the last word and yeah, it's about accurate.
Also, still not a Nazi.
Yeah, technically.
No.
Monarchist. At
I
best.
mean, there's some really good quotes coming out of Tanya, like, I hate war, I hate the death that it brings to people, but we are fighting commies right now, and you can't negotiate with commies.
That's true.
Also, the one about
War is
visas.
a waste. War is a waste of human resources. That being said, kill every communist you see.
That being said, fuck communists.
Hey, you guys got
They're
visas?
commies. Blow the shit
No
out of them.
visas? Time to deport. I'm gonna remind you of the fucking Tanya Trump video.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Fucking hilarious.
Trump declares new U.S. policy with deportations. Body bags only.
Hey Trump, where's my Trump book? So it was promised them months ago.
Did you pay your taxes?
Yes, I did.
Then maybe you'll get it.
Yeah,
Blame the Democrats.
sometime between now and August, I
death.
think.
The heat depth of the universe.
More or less.
Oh, Sean.
Ah, yes.
No,
My
no,
favorite negotiation tool, 7.62.
no. See, you shouldn't shoot commies. Honestly, all you need to do is just give them a free helicopter ride, and it really changes their worldview.
Ah, yes.
Because
Fucking
they
get
die.
right in a rafflecopter.
We call that aggressive negotiations. No, Sean. Look, we in America have rephrased such hurtful, very overly aggressive words. We like to call it
Did?
gunboat diplomacy.
Open the country. Stop having
And-
it closed.
Peacekeeping.
That is still my favorite negotiating tactic in the history of the United States. We want to trade with you. No! Trade with us or we'll blow you to smithereens. Okay?
We have guns we would like to sell you. We don't want your guns, Gaijin. Blows up port. We have guns we would like to sell you.
And
So
You
here's
know
a
what? Those guns
demonstration.
are starting to
and
look like a
here's
good idea.
And here is a demonstration on how our guns work.
Here's a live demonstration.
Hey.
Wait, no, that's one of our most important. Boom.
You see, we were just explaining to the Japanese in 1944 that building a city out of wood was a very bad idea, and they didn't believe us, so we just gave them a very live demonstration of it.
And then they still didn't believe us, so we explained it to them again in World War II.
Twice.
1945 was in World War II,
No.
fucking retard.
No. You're thinking of the atomic bombs. No. We're talking about the fire bombs. The many fire bombs.
Yes.
America really
What's
likes
Tokyo?
setting shit on fire, I have to say.
We really.
We
So
really
it's
like setting
bombing
shit on
Vietnam.
fire.
Tokyo? Never heard of it. You mean smoldering ruin?
We burn down your town so you can build a better town. Thinking ahead, modern problems require modern solutions.
I mean, hey, that's why Chicago is the way it is today. Things burned to the ground.
I'm not a pyromaniac, I'm a firefighter. Don't firefighters put out fires? No, I fight with fires. Just think how many bombs, how many well, you could say it both ways actually. Just think how many jobs those bombs created. At least they
Thanks,
didn't
James.
understand the concept of non-wood houses, and we did the classic American Ah yes, the classic American skincare routine.
That's still the most horrifying result. When you did that.
I'm sorry, what?
So I looked up on live on air. I looked up the firebombing of Tokyo, and Google was like, "Did you mean
First-
American skincare routine?"
It was the first result. It was the
I
first. It
have
wasn't.
to
It
know
wasn't.
why.
It wasn't even like one of those like poorly placed Google ads.
Yeah.
No, it was just a direct website for like returns. Like what? And I thought you were there for that.
I might have been.
You might have repressed it.
I wouldn't put it
Oh.
past me.
Hey, ooh.
Yeah, no, America's got a real burning problem.
We burned Atlanta to the ground. We burned Texas to the ground. Washington, D.C. was burned to the ground. Look, we extensively tested it on ourselves
hold on a
first.
minute. We didn't burn DC to the ground. That
That
was
was the Canadians.
That was the Canadians,
Canadians.
right?
I
Well,
mean, we're
British
currently
Canadians.
burning
Oh.
Florida.
Same thing.
So
Yeah, you know, actually, there was a shit ton of burning happening, like all over the South during the Civil War, to the
Oh
point
yeah, that's right. We
where,
also burned L.A. to the ground.
the old governor's mansion.
Burn again, dude.
Uh,
Go
the,
back.
The
Hit the
old
burn
governor's
more.
mansion in Tuscaloosa. There's a story where they tried to burn it down during the Civil War,
Yeah.
and the missus of the house came out screaming at them to remove the paintings and furniture first, and they complied. The soldiers were like, "Shit, I guess we'll move everything out so we can burn the house." It's like,
Power move.
okay.
I do have to say, I like the two completely different reactions of the Northern generals. First, you have the average virgin Northern general who goes into a town and takes everything valuable and then burns it down. And then you have the Chad, absolute Chad, that was the fucking
We don't talk
Christ.
about Sherman.
Sherman.
Oh, we talk about
The
Sherman.
Chad
We don't talk about
Sherman, who just goes, "We don't need your loot or your food. There are no people in this town anymore."
No, to be fair, he said you have 2 hours to leave Atlanta before Atlanta leaves the earth.
No, I was
And they're
talking
like-
about to all the villages on the way there. He would
Oh,
just burn them
yeah.
all. He was like, "No, there is to be no looting in my army. Burn everything. What about the people? Burn everything."
See, the best part is when I was learning about Sherman, I was playing at the time I was playing the Lord of the Rings Rise of the Witch King expansion.
Ah, yes.
And I don't know if you know
Okay.
this, but there's one of the things that the Witch King's faction can get is basically a bunch of angry hill people who were mad at the Dunedain for kicking them out and setting up a civilization.
Oh no.
Yep.
And one of the guys goes, "Pillage, then burn," and all I could think of was Sherman going, "Burn, no pillage."
No pillage. Only
And then they had a fucking Russian strategy, just burn your own cities. If the Germans fucking can't take anything, then it's worth it, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
but like that's the point. But people complain about America practicing total war on other people, and I was like, you people don't get to complain. We did it to ourselves
No,
first. You know
proportionally
how terrible
speaking,
it is.
Proportionally speaking, the American Civil War is the bloodiest war to date still.
Well, yeah,
Oh, no. The actual statistics are insane. Like, I was like, I wonder, American Civil War to this day,
It
had
was
more
like
American casualties than even the World Wars.
47% casualties. It's like, what the actual fuck, guys?
Yeah, good job, dude. You did well. I'm
Okay,
proud.
well, first of all,
America goes to war we don't fuck about.
Not even with ourselves.
Exactly.
Especially with ourselves.
I still do love that we learned about Sherman and the way that's like, the North was like, "Oh my god, Sherman, okay, we don't want to deal with him. Oh fuck, what do? We can't fire him because of his political positioning. Let's just send him to the Midwest. He literally can't be a problem out there." And then he just fucking shows up in like DC one day. He's like, "Yeah, I just fucking burned my entire way through the Midwest, down to Texas, through the goddamn coast, and then back up." It's like, oh my god, Sherman.
And
Why
yeah,
are
actually,
you like this?
we sent him
that's
to the
why-
Midwest to get out of the
and
way.
this-
And
he
then
shows
we
up
named
going,
a
"Yeah,
tank
so I
after
burned
him."
everything down between
I was
here
gonna
and-"
say.
shut the fuck up for a second.
No.
Pedro's actually right. Paraguay managed to burn 75% of their entire male population in a single war.
Oh, nice. Well,
How did they handle that one?
well done.
So there was this general who wanted to be like Napoleon, so he declared war on 3 of his neighbors at the same time. I think it was Brazil, Argentina, and Bolivia.
That's dumb.
And he just fucking like conscripted everyone he could, and like 75% of the male population, which was around 300,000 men at the time, died in that war, which is fucking hilarious, honestly.
Also, the only thing I can ever think of whenever I see the Sherman with the flamethrower attachment is the soul of Sherman grows stronger.
No, wait, hang on, that's a thing?
Yes, there's a flamethrower Sherman.
That feels like it was made in poor taste. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, there were like 1 million Sherman variants.
Yes,
my
the
man.
M4 Sherman flamethrowing tank.
Yep, Sherman Crocodile.
I was gonna say, there's the floating Sherman. There's the Sherman that literally existed for the sole purpose of demining areas.
Also, there's the bridge building Sherman and the bulldozing Sherman.
Well, no, it wasn't a bridge building Sherman. It was a bridge laying Sherman. Let's be clear. There's an important difference.
It's about the same thing. Effectively, at least. Also, the tank destroyer, the fucking artillery version.
We love our Sherman.
The rocket artillery version.
Well, yeah, because guess what? We could produce 1 million of them before anyone could produce 1,000 of whatever their dumbass tank was.
Hold on, guys. I think we figured it out. What if we just made the Sherman have attachable modules? Then we can just use it for everything.
Genius.
Well, see, mankind hadn't quite reached that point yet. So instead, we built Sherman's we were like, okay, we've got the Sherman. Now, how much crap can we bolt to different versions of this thing?
They got the tracks down, and then they figured, what can we add to the turret?
I think my favorite highlight of World War II in terms of industry was, unlike other countries, America, by the end of the war, had discovered a way to shorten the destroyer's month-long build time to multiple destroyers per day from the same factory line. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm not quite sure about that one.
Someone stacked some efficiency buffs on that. Damn.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a source on that because I don't believe that.
American,
But yeah,
He
several
already
destroyers a
did
month.
A year or two.
American destroyer
Well, I can remember that.
factory line production. Yeah. So contacts, we don't do that shit. God damn it.
What?
Donald Douglas, founder of the Douglas Aircraft Company, American, declared, "Here lies proof that free men outproduce slaves." God damn it.
Or move.
Meanwhile, major weapons groups, allies, 4 million tanks, access, 600,000.
And that's not actual numbers. That's not actual numbers at all. That's like at least 10 times that's much. Wait,
Ships, allies,
Wait, tanks. Hang on, shut the fuck up,
54,000.
fuck up.
Access,
Tanks and
1,000.
vehicles. Yeah, I guess if you include like jeeps and shit.
Oh boy, did we make 1 billion Jeeps. I know not an
Yeah.
actual billion, but we made
Most of that's just jeeps. Like the Shermans, which is the most produced tank of all time, is like 50k at most.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 100k tanks total.
Okay,
Something like
let's
that.
see. Yes, here we go. Germany produced 67,000 tanks in total during the war. America
Yep.
produced 108,000. USSR produced 119,000. And the British produced only a meager 47,000.
Okay, the British didn't produce tanks because they live on a
Meanwhile,
Dinky-ass
in
island with
Romania,
no metal.
91.
Eh. I mean, fucking Romanians, dude. They're gonna just suck the blood of the enemies instead. They don't need tanks. They have fucking vampires.
Further proof that the Americans loved artillery. 257,000 units made.
I mean, so did the Russians apparently, twice as much.
Yeah, twice
God
as
damn
much, yet where are they all?
Scrapped.
In the ground because they
I
use
was
it
gonna
as
say,
artillery
Sneaky, the
turrets
answer to that
instead.
is sold to other nations.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the British actually outproduced us on destroyers.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a maritime empire, Sneaky.
Wow.
They were.
Look at landing
Germany,
craft though. Holy shit.
17. Britain,
Yeah.
What's that, Sneaky? The
461.
landlocked nation didn't have much of a frickin' navy. Who'd have fucking guessed?
Who would have guessed? Well, hey, the Japanese only had 63. They were an island.
I mean, you're Japanese, dude. What the fuck sort of resources are they supposed to use?
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
We apparently
Wow.
shipped a literal dickload of materials everywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
of course
of
we did.
course. Because you have the best fucking geographic position in history, dude.
yeah. By the way, this is a pretty interesting quote from the president of General Motors at the time of World War II. Gentlemen, we must outbuild Hitler.
I approve.
Yeah. I mean, like, fucking, one of Ford's factories produced 600 and something Liberator bombers in
Yeah,
a
the
single month.
B-24 Liberator.
Yeah. Produced like at
Wait,
least one an hour.
yeah, a factory that could turn out the biggest, most destructive bomber at a rate of 1 per hour. Ford had never built
see,
a
this
four-engine
is so
bomber.
much more interesting than whatever the fuck the previous story we're reading.
Okay, this is great. Ford had never built a four-engine bomber, and experts insisted it could not be done.
The experts were fucking wrong.
Listen,
Exactly.
Henry Ford was a unique
Gamer.
individual.
Anti-Semite, which means gamer.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Exactly.
Fucking French.
Yeah. Fucking French. Always.
What is this Australian propaganda? Japan's coming south. It's fight, work, or perish.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, they're not
fucking
wrong.
hilarious. So the M4 Sherman tank, I didn't know this.
Hmm.
The motor was made up a bunch of 6-cylinder engines from Chrysler, Royal, and Windsor cars, and they just welded them together into a 30-cylinder motor
Yeah,
for the tank.
that's because the
Yeah.
tanks were originally being produced inside car factories that had been rapidly converted.
Oh no, I'm reading up on this right now. Thank you, History.com.
Yeah, it's really interesting how within the span of like 4 months we managed to convert some absurd number of factories to wartime production.
Yep.
Well,
know,
first of
I
all,
like
bear in
that-
mind that has
Oh.
to do, part of that has to do with executive orders going. You will convert this to X production.
Yeah, I know, but it's still impressive the logistics of it all.
Oh yeah, it is. It's also the perfect example of like America does not half-ass responses.
One could say that America is in fact very excessive in their
We
responses.
we might
don't say.
make like half-ass promises and vague threats, but our responses are anything but.
We destroyed 3 ships, and they dropped the sun on us twice.
America has absolutely no chill.
There is no chill to be found here.
Look, all I'm saying is Sherman's fault.
I won't say no. I won't. No. We do negotiate with Terra, Sean. It's just
The negotiation is led.
the negotiation can sometimes be very brief, abrupt, and end quickly.
And delivered from above.
Yes.
I blame the British.
I mean,
I
you always
said that,
do.
I prefer the term.
Yeah, because the British were idiots.
Anyway,
and
so-
they sent the Americans on a war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. yeah, so Harry, I guess Harry. Well, it's some dude with dragon wings is flying around, ripping souls out of people and eating them.
It's very...
That's just rude.
And everyone's like, "Wow, what the fuck? We gotta kill this guy!" But he's just like eating all of the angels and devils and fallen angels. He's just devouring everyone, and they're all turning into ash, and then he devours that ash.
Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, apparently.
Give me that thing. Your ash
dark
soul.
It's getting a little absurd, really.
What?
Not everything has to be a Dark Souls clone, guys.
It's the Dark It's the Dark Souls of Harry Potter GXD crossovers.
Oh god.
A long
I think I
broadsword.
just got a headache from that.
A long
Poor Ray.
broadsword. Max, did you know broadswords are long?
Wow.
Never
Really?
would've guessed.
With 2 cutting edges!
My god.
Again with this? Did he really do that again?
Well, see, because it's a DXD story, he has to talk about weeb stuff, so it you know, they're used to single-edged garbage swords.
Mm-hmm. Body
Fucking
limbs and blood flow through the air, with the latest being the latest? You mean the latter? As in, like, the last on the list? Don't tense that, you fucking dumbass!
God damn it.
Being absorbed by Nosferatu. The victims
Nosferatu.
grew in numbers, while the angels from both Dighton and Lark. Wow. Good job, brain.
You okay there?
I will be.
Yeah,
Did you
for
have a
alcohol.
stroke?
They're strong.
Stunk go down.
Donk.
And feeding him their souls and light divine powers, even their distant cousins, the devils, lost members of their kind to him. Their powers become his.
That's a very specific thing to steal.
By stealing your penis, I have gained your powers.
Whoosh!
You mean
You
that
have
isn't how
small
that works?
penis.
Ding dong.
Skedaddle,
Your dick,
skedoodle,
your dick
your
is
dick
gone.
is now a noodle.
Sneaky, I still think we need to try the stat stealing tri-lane.
Oh, yes. I always liked the stat buffing lane, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: then we can then we can do an annoying quote in chat when we kill them.
That's true.
I mean, Max used to do Omeawa mo Shinderu whenever he played fucking Silencer.
Who?
Wait, what?
What?
Max, you used to play. Max used to play Silencer.
Max
and-
has
have a
never
total of
played Dota in
I have a
his
total of
life.
6 hours in Dota, and I never got past the tutorial. I did one match with Sneaky and Atin, and that's it. That's the
I
only time I
think
fought against.
Nose is imagining a different timeline.
Excuse me, I'm having a minor.
Nose, quick, tell us before you vaporize. Berenstain or Berenstain?
Wait,
Yeah,
why are
I'll
both
snap him.
options the same?
Oh god, it's gone.
Oh god,
Sneaky's
he's
also
already
going
gotten to him.
Oh no.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh god. Anyway, so the 4 Satans of the underworld and their father, Jehovah, to put a stop to him.
What? No, that's not how that works.
Yes.
Yes, there's.
Anyway, so
Fuck you.
the light erupted, and there was a huge crater, and everyone was dead, including Nosferatu. And that's how the war ended, by everyone dying. I forget, what's this fan fiction about? Harry Potter becomes the Devourer of Souls.
Not just the
He's
Devourer of
fucked up.
Souls,
So
the Devourer of Angel Souls.
Yes, he eats angel souls. They taste like fine wine.
Delicious.
Now today we'll be frying up some angel souls, alright?
With butter! A cup of butter!
No! The Butter Lord! You were banned!
Oh god.
It's the butter
He
lord.
returns.
The Butterlord returns
vengeance.
to wreak havoc. We're doomed.
The Butter Lord and his pointy shafts of doom have returned!
Everyone get down.
He's gonna shaft us with his butter.
Oh god.
So
Oh, God.
I don't know if you guys have recently seen the Spiff episode of Bannerlord.
Oh God.
Which
Where-
one?
Where cities apparently are free. They never
Yeah,
actually
that-
coded in how much a city is worth monetarily.
Oh, no, they did. It's just
No, they
too
did.
vague.
There's probably just an integer error.
Yep, overflow.
Yeah, it's definitely an overflow error because what ends up
They'll pay
happening
you
is they actually will, the AI will actually pay you to take their city from them.
Oh god.
That's
Yeah.
you know what? I
Yeah,
feel like
hmm.
that's something that they should keep in with like two towns, and the story is like our town is a shithole. Please, we will pay you to fix it.
I've got it. If the town falls to the absolute lowest level of prosperity and stays there for like 100 in-game days, the AI will pay you to take the town.
The strongest being of DXD, the Butter Lord. Well, you see, the Butter Lord in that sort of sense would be an American, and he would be actually really fat, and butter would be his source of power because he's a devil.
Exactly.
That
His
I mean-
sacred gear is butter.
My sacred
You
gear
should
is
write
butter.
that
From
on
his sacred gears, he can convert any liquid into liquid butter.
He's Midas, except instead of gold, it's butter.
Exactly.
He's got a
I mean-
slippery touch.
Seriously, you should write that. It'd be hilarious.
What kind of butter is he the lord of? Compound butter? You think he restricts himself to a single type of butter? All
is the
butter
butter lord.
falls under his domain.
Everything. And anything.
Even the nut butter.
Even the margarine, though it is technically heretical.
Present time.
No, Sneaky, his
Hmm.
secret weapon. I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh god. You see what happened? Margarine.
Butter Lord, I have cast a spell to strip you of all your butter. Well then, it's a good thing I have carried this ancestral sword all along. Is that a sword made of butter? Margarine.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Honed over the ages and hardened over fire.
Oh god. Wait, like when he cuts his
Folded 3
opponent in half,
billion times.
like when the opponent dies, he just like before his final moments, it's just like
Compressed
I
at the
can't
center
believe
of the Mariana
it's not butter.
Trench.
Frozen in the wilds of Antarctica.
This is the margarine broadsword. It has two cutting
Two
edges.
Oh my god. This is the stupidest thing.
I guess
Yes, and
Gray posted a fucking butter alignment chart.
Anyway, present time. Dot 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 dot. But this man was once known under a different name, a human who was no older than.
Did he die?
I don't know.
Okay,
Sneaky.
so I am just drunk. Okay, so that is in fact how you spell 13.
God damn it, Nick.
I have so many questions.
Are you fucking retarded?
yes,
Yes.
he is indeed.
God damn it.
Unlike ordinary humans, this boy belongs to a special branch of humans that possess arcane powers.
Oh, yes, he's
For a second, I was
superhuman.
hoping we were gonna
He's
pivot
white.
to 40k, and he's a blank.
Or something that is also known under a simpler term. Magic. Also, that would be another interesting DxD story. Is that
Blank.
the main character is a blank and they negate all magic around them?
I have the power of destruction. What? What?
I
Like,
mean,
through,
wait,
it's like through, because
hang on.
like, Devil
Sneaky.
power works on belief, and so through sheer disbelief in everything that's magic.
Sneaky. Isn't there that one fucking edgelord, Vali Lucifer something, who has the power of nullification?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
already a thing,
Damn
technically.
it. Fucking son of. But they don't use it at all.
Well, I mean, of
Vali's
course, because it's too
divide.
powerful. Wow. Wait, oh, hang on, shit, you're right. For the fucking nullification, then. Have I just read too much fanfiction?
No. I
Yes.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, fucking.
That's his father.
Right. I don't
He's
care anymore.
than Lucifer.
Isn't that just Index's
whatever.
protag? No. Index's protag's right fist, for some reason, is capable of disrupting a Psyker's ability temporarily.
Not
no, it's
Psyker's Sneaky.
no, it's not it's like supernatural phenomena, and it's not temporary. It just erases it from reality.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
temporarily.
Power move.
It's just completely immune. He can't touch the person and stop their ability, but he could just hold his right hand out and just.
The ultimate fisting power.
His right hand contains God. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was never really
is
interested
that-
in.
Is that ever actually explained? Because
It's possible.
apparently-
I honestly, I was never really interested in the series. I thought it was sort of cool, like at first, but as I watched more episodes, and literally every episode ended with he runs forward and uses his hand to punch through whatever ability they had, and then he punches them in the face, and then he wins because of it. And that's literally every episode, no deviation at all in the first season. And I'm just like,
And
okay, I'm bored.
That's why Railgun is so
all
much more
all of
interesting.
the interesting stuff for Index happens with Mikoto and Accelerator,
Yes.
Yes, pretty
because
much.
their abilities are varied and require a bunch of different things. But Toma does have some interesting slice of life stuff, at least. It's actually kind of a shame that this kid is
I
wrapped up in
actually-
a supernatural thriller.
I actually got to read a really amazing fan fiction fight between Makoto and Accelerator, where Makoto basically just energizes the whole area and then proceeds to use electromagnetism to cause the mother of all lightning strikes to hit Accelerator. And it's just like, what's good, bitch? And fucking
Hey,
just
hey,
vaporizes
Mr.
him.
Vectors, vector my lightning bolt. My what?
Vector this, bitch!
But yeah, I mean, come on, it would be kind of fun to watch Mr.
you know what?
Vector Man
That
run
that
into a blank. Not just a whole fist that removes his ability, but just a null. Just nah. Not happening.
It'd be like it's just a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card with the guy saying no on it, but it's just like
Yeah.
a whole person.
What's your power? Oh, well, you see, I can make any game card work. Oh, what kind of deck do you use? Uno.
yeah, that series apparently ended at like volume 22 or something, and apparently it escalated to World War III kicking off.
What?
Oh god. That just gave me a
What?
terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm
ima-
I'm not entirely sure. I'm just sitting here like, how did this turn into that? If this is true, if World War III has kicked off and this ended at volume 22 without World War III ending, how did this evolve into that?
Who cares?
I really couldn't care less. Something Academy City, something Super AI, something predictions. It was fucking boring as hell, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, the Academy director was, I think, just straight up revealed like, oh yeah, this is Alistair.
Of course it is.
Mr. Crowley.
Why would Alice? Okay, sure, why not? You jumped off the deep end 3 volumes ago.
Because Aleister Crowley's in charge of everything.
Can't get any worse.
Oh, believe me, it can. Can always get worse.
Key food. It tastes like butter. That's good.
But yeah, whatever. I had a fucking retarded idea a
Mhm.
second ago.
Yeah.
Imagine DXD, but the protagonist's sacred gear is just the fucking a deck of Uno cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, the wild card +4 multiplies the attack. The no you reverses the attack back.
Yeah, the fucking color switcher card just redirects the attack to somewhere else. What about the numbers then?
Honestly, I would just say the color and numbers could just be normal magic spells embedded into the cards.
Yeah, sure, why not? Works. Fucking
Fireball, fireball,
yeah.
fireball, ice spear, fireball, fireball, ice spear, no you.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Fireball, 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 fireball.
Oh lord, can you imagine railgun shot? Reverse.
Reverse, 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 reverse.
genius.
All I can the nose hair spasming over there about fireball just reminds me of that one session, Atin, where I made Cliff Cleese the man of the greasy sneeze and proceeded to cast a maximized, empowered, extended fireball. And the DM just was like, wait, what? Yeah, it does 172 fire damage in a 60-foot radius. I'm sorry,
Now,
you fucking
fair,
what?
To be fair, that took all your spell slots.
Yes.
And
It was glorious.
Oh god.
Yeah, I had one friend who's like, "Oh, I'll just DM a game for these guys for my first time," and he decided to do a. I think they started at level 2, and it's like, all right, cool. So for this fight, it's just got to be one character, but they're going to use a 3rd level fireball, not realizing how incredibly hard fireball hits just to begin with. He wiped half the party. In
3.5 fireballs were really strong. The upgraded version of it, which was fucking Christ,
The upgraded version was
delayed
controlled
fireball.
Sneaky.
Delayed
no,
fireball.
controlled.
No, it was delayed fireball. You took an extra turn, but it basically did like triple the damage.
So I'm sure you're right. I'm just saying the only one I remember was controlled fireball, which was I get to go. Okay, so the fireball explodes here, but it actually like loops around my allies and ignores their 5-foot squares.
Yeah.
That's
Biased
pretty useful.
Biased AoEs are fun.
I also remember my enjoyment in 3.5, in which you could go sorcerer and then stack dragon heritages and the dragon sorcerer prestige classes, and just be like, yeah, even my most basic fireball deals like fuck you levels of damage.
At least it's not It's not fucking the what was it? Oh yeah, Dragonic Acidic Bloodline or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At which point you're just like, well, I'm useless against half the creatures in this fucking game.
Now I have to say, I do appreciate 5e's change in where all magic casters get cantrips they can cast permanently.
Yeah, well, and they made cantrips useful.
Because in 3.5, when the wizard... every wizard carried a crossbow. Because once they used all 3 of their spells, because they're only level 1, from there on out, they were literally just a mook with a crossbow, and they usually didn't even have proficiency in it.
Proficiency cost extra.
I was about to say, this sounds like a wasted slot argument.
Yeah, more or less.
Well, no, and I mean it was technically because you only needed that crossbow for like a level.
Well, usually
maybe?
until you got around level 5-ish, and then as long as your DM allowed you to take long rests between big fights, you could usually get away with using your spells.
Imagine having to take long rests. This post was written by the Warlock Gang.
Imagine having to take long rests and having to use magic. This post was written by the Crusader Gang. 5-minute workout period. Let's go!
I mean, Crusaders really aren't...
Imagine needing any kind of special ability, says the champion of the wild.
Yeah. So what's a champion of the wild exactly? Oh, well, it's basically a fighter, but he uses a bow.
But isn't that just a bow fighter? No. I'm much cooler than that.
I also get all of the abilities of a ranger. Also,
I
it
get
stacks with
actual
scout.
stat. I get actual skill points.
Yeah.
Hmm.
God. Anyway, so back to Harry Potter and adopting his wand. Wait, what? Wait, what? Their powers are
interesting-
they adopted wands to use magical cores. Oh, of course, magical cores.
Good old magical cores.
We find Harry Potter in his 3rd year at a lake, and people are dying, and he's like, "Oh man, the Dementors are gonna eat souls," and
Yes. Magical cores, the one thing J.K. Rowling did that everyone liked and then she immediately forgot about.
Did she even do
anyway,
that?
so
No, she didn't do
Harry
it.
gets kissed by a Dementor, but just in time for the Dementor to kiss him, the Patronus stabbed the Dementor through the chest with his double-sided antlers, and then for some reason that casted reversed suck and forced all the souls inside the Dementor into Harry,
Hmm.
giving him all of their magic and knowledge compounding. They were broadsword antlers, Andros. They were double-sided.
Oh, yes.
The magic overwhelmed the boy, causing him to explode.
Hmm.
Actually,
Kaboom.
is that what just happened?
Yeah,
The
causing the magic to explode.
Oh,
Yeah. I suppose outwards, not just explode
Hmm.
like in Kaboom.
Critical mission failure.
Destroying every Dementor in the area. And their prisoners were freed for only a short period of time before the boy activated Omega Suck and used all the techniques given to him by the Big Suck and sucked all their souls into him.
That's a lot of suck.
There was a lot of suck. Astolfo would be proud.
Oh, god damn it.
Anyway, so his malnourished body was strengthened 1,000 times over that night. And with all these Dementors dying, they actually gave birth to something more. The
Wait,
Lich King.
Was it Darth Nihilus?
No. A being has come into the world that will forever be known as the No-Life King. Harry's magic and the magic of the Time Turner caused a disruption in the time stream, causing his body to be swallowed up, leaving the soulless body of Sirius Black behind. So apparently, he was floating through speed. He was floating
Through speed.
Oh, yes. of course, I
floating
don't know,
at
floating
high
through
speed through space and time. His magical core still absorbing souls as he goes.
He acquired the Speed Force.
And then as he's flying through space and time, he eats the Dragon of Infinite in Dream.
Alright, first of all, you leave the Speed Force out of this.
And then he spat thousands of years back in time. Okay, actually, I see where this review is making sense now. Author literally was just like, yeah, Harry dies in the first part of the chapter. Spoiler alert, he just traveled back in time before his death.
Ah, yes. Of course.
Now,
Why
correct
not?
me if I'm wrong, but I believe in time traveling circles, that's what's known as paradox.
So yeah, it looks like Harry Potter is
Depends.
actually a bridged Alucard.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
god.
not
Oh,
going to say that's a
fuck
bad
off.
thing, but
God fucking damn it.
what's wrong with the bridged Alucard?
This interpretation of him.
Ah, okay, yes, I understand
Meta
that
oh
problem.
wow, he has instant transmission and mind control. And he has the ability to hibernate and quantum reality manipulation.
We can sleep for a longer period of time. So can I.
What's your superpower? I can sleep for a very long period of time. Oh, you go to college too?
Hmm.
I have the power of extended naps.
He has quantum reality manipulation, omnipresence, magic too. He also has magic on top of the omnipresence. Also, he has a release state similar to Hellsing Abridged series, where Alucard turns into Dracula.
God damn it.
What's the
Fucking-
entire point of that?
And his aria for doing this is called Releasing Control Art Restriction Systems. 3, 2, 1, approved of Situation A recognized. Commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent.
Alucard turning,
I'm gonna commit fucking
Alucard
murder.
turning into Dracula, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Rosario Vampire was a fucking mistake.
You aren't
Which
wrong.
was-
It's all timey-wimey stuff, yes.
Oh, you did not just bring up that bullcrap.
Sean did.
I mean, there's
Um,
other bullcrap we could bring up that's somewhat similar. With all the timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah, officer, and that's how we ended up losing him. Those were his last words. All right.
Random Chicago man flies across the states to punch friend in the face.
Dude.
Yep.
Random Chicago man comments the following. It turns out, rage and flapping your arms really hard can in fact make you fly.
Wait. Hang on. What the fuck does read? Abolish private property, chapter 1, an hour to fanfic?
Oh,
Hang on, you gotta do that.
yes.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is this?
Right above the cursor.
What the fuck
Yeah,
is
there you go.
this?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
What is that
What
author?
did you find?
What the
fuck is
fuck?
What
this?
is this?
The fuck?
Everyone's reaction. What the fuck is
What
this?
have you found? How did you?
I
How
don't
did
know.
you find these things?
Fucking I don't know. Sneaky does magic things.
It all starts the day Akari goes into a debate with Minato Namikaze on a battlefield during the Third Ninja War, or the one time a raging communist self-insert in Kumo that nobody asked for or deserves.
So is this gonna be humor parody?
That's what it claims it's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Maybe in the author's dreams.
I live again.
Oh, just in
Well,
time for a Naruto story that's a humor parody.
Communism.
Oh, goody.
Today's
Quick
stream is
commercial
brought to
break.
you by the letters what the fuck. Yes.
Ah yes, Liberty Prime director.
While Sage does the better work, blah blah blah. Blah blah. Wait. Wow.
Hmm.
This fic has been bettered by Sage Thrasher. Proceeds to misspell the second fucking sentence. The conceit came out of spitballing session we were having for
I
another
mean-
fic, and this birthed this fic Athena style. She came up with
Misspelled though. Did they really misspell it?
It's true. That's fair enough. She came up with all the communist lingo. You might want to get your friend
Communist
checked out.
lingo.
Yes. She's as
Hmm.
passionate about this story as much as I am. It's on my account because I did all the writing. This fic is crack played straight. If this is not your thing, do not read this. Is this a ridiculous, cracky premise? Yes, there is dick jokes and profanity. Is the main character a caricature of a communist? Absolutely. Okay, look, so I don't really know how you can even have a caricature of a communist, because Arn can attest to this. I shit you not. We debated with a guy the previous night who literally started his argument off with, that wasn't real socialism.
I mean, Sneaky, you can't call that a debate.
Okay.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
that was literally the
that
definition
wasn't-
of monkeys fucking
That
destroying
was
typewriters.
literally a 12-year-old on Xbox Live screaming into the mic.
Yeah. Saying fucking screaming in the game or and just going, oh
Yeah.
yes, if either ban me or I win. It's
Yeah,
just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Can't forget the part where he just reverted to saying that he had sex with the other guy's mom.
Yeah.
That's like a staple of Xbox Live. How can you forget that?
Xbox Live? I don't know.
Xbox Live. It's where it's Xbox Live, but it has Roblox in it.
Yes, of course.
Yep.
And wasn't that the Natsock guy? Yes. The guy
Yep.
who wasn't Natsock, who claimed that Natsock wasn't Sock, but then actually ended up being Natsock himself, or Ancom. I really couldn't tell. He was really all over the fucking place with his opinions.
They were fucking retarded.
I believe in free speech, but if you disagree with me, you should be shot because you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Wait, was someone actually defending that viewpoint?
No, that was his viewpoint.
Yeah, he was defending his own viewpoint, technically.
Yeah.
Feel
And
like
it
that.
was just like, wait, what? What? What?
Yeah, because it's one of those things where I eventually got through to some people. It's like, listen, freedom of speech is great because if you don't like what someone is saying, you can tell them to shut the fuck up because you have that right.
Yeah.
And then you can ignore them.
Exactly. Look, this type of shit is why I don't like Orpheus the server.
Oh, yeah.
Like the dude himself, great guy, whatever, I don't fucking care. But this server, that's some grade A fucking retardation right there.
I don't
Holy
know how.
fucking shit.
I don't know. No, you don't understand, Max. Somehow, Orpheus is a right-wing libertarian. Both, like, significantly so on both sides. And somehow, his entire mod staff are all authoritarian commitards. And, like, SJW progressives fill his server. And
Well, I mean, that's kind of just how that ends up working out. As we all know from the Praetorian Guard, anyone who works for anyone who's cool will eventually become corrupt. Just the way the world works.
no, they started out like that. Like,
Yeah,
so,
it's been like that for forever.
So what happened was his Arm was saying some shit to a mod, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, well, I ping Orf. I'm like, hey, Orf, you know, I'm about to do some shit on your server. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm going to watch it and laugh. And so then I start posting pictures that the mod then determines to be hate facts.
Okay.
So he agrees that they are factual, but says their existence perpetuates hate.
Yeah,
I
As a
remember
fucking-
this.
brain move, dude.
And so
Holy
he
shit.
then proceeds to ban me. And I mean, of course, Orf immediately unbans me because he's the owner. But then
Yeah.
the mod team and the admin that he appointed were like, if you don't do what we say, Orf, our shadow council is going to run this server. And we're just like, what?
Yeah.
I hope Orf's reaction
hilarious.
was like control, click, 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 ban.
Oh no, he just straight up just told him to fuck off. They can either leave or shut the fuck up. Basically, is what he said.
Yeah. I mean, one of them did leave, like the most
Not
authoritarian
only
of
did
them.
he leave, he then contacted a bunch of people and said, "Hey, go harass Orf."
Yeah, that's actually fucking a fucking brain move, dude. Like,
Our
he
shadow council.
What kind of?
No,
what kind
and
of
the best
big
part is
brain
they
moves are
actually
these?
referred to it as a shadow council. We're just sitting here
What?
like,
What
But,
are
like,
these
Sticky.
big brain people?
Sneaky.
The
The thing you
fuck?
didn't mention is the guy, like at least one of the guys he contacted to get Orf harassed
yeah,
had been banned 2 years previous.
yeah, by
Like-
him.
Literally went back in time 2 years to track down some dude just to fucking harass Orpheus.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Oh, God.
They also the mod team that stayed also created a progressive safe Discord meme channel.
I mean, wasn't Orpheus just like to appease them? Which is, you know,
No, they made
Chamberlain
it. He
style.
left it up because
Oh, okay, fair enough. Then I must have misunderstood that.
here we go. Yeah, and this is memes safe for work area. This is the spin free zone. Keep politics out of here.
So how many leftist stuff is there?
Nothing. They don't use it. They don't use those channels they made.
There's a grand total of like 10, maybe 15 messages in that channel since the beginning of this year.
And it's all us making fun of it.
Yep.
And
Amazing.
Like, yeah, seriously, at least like 80% of messages in the channel are just people making fun of the fucking entire thing.
oh, they demand. Oh
It's
yeah,
great.
another thing is they demanded a town hall to rectify the issues presented. Or if it's just like, what?
See,
Yeah, but I mean,
that-
Sneaky.
hmm.
You didn't mention it, the trigger for this entire thing, which was literally me calling one person a head ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You called one of the mods a head ass. And
No,
then
no, not even a mod,
oh,
just
it
a
wasn't
user.
a mod. Oh, good.
No, just a user. And then I called a mod head ass when they said be nice, and I was like, no head ass.
Oh.
And literally the entire mod team just came crashing down on top of me. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh right,
Oh my
and the,
God.
during the discussion that was occurring in the town hall, I was
Discussion.
clapping back on the mods, and I got everyone else, like Andros and Oren and everyone, to just start posting dab pictures. I was like, this discussion is
Oh,
over.
God.
Dab.
Fucking good times.
That definitely sounds like you.
Yep.
You are a fucking nightmare.
The best
worst
kind of
part-
nightmare.
Here's the thing, though. This is one of those things. Like, I'm glad that I'm on Sneaky's good side, because I know that if I ever need that nightmare to use at my disposal, I can say, Sneaky, you want to have some fun and just point.
Oh,
Sneaky attack.
Oren, remember that server? The Ace server?
Oh no. Don't even remind me, dude. Oh god. Oh god.
Things we cannot talk about on this podcast. What we did to that server.
Oh god. Yeah. Fucking hell,
I'm gonna
dude.
have, now I'm curious, and I have to ask after this.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
you
remember
should.
to ask, because oh my god, what I did to that server.
What we did, dude. Come on. I did it at least as much as you did, if not more. Genuinely, like, oh my god. Oh god. Oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah, I'll have to ask about that later. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Sure.
No,
Oh.
I'm sorry, Pedro. This story cannot be spread about.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
That's one of the best nights in my life. Fucking hell.
this is gonna be one of those things where it's like, I've got some stories that Sneaky told me. Like, this is gonna be part of the eulogy at your funeral.
Yeah, more or less.
Sneaky told me about this story one time where he. Oh, is that the FBI? Oh shit.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck, it's the
Just-
feds.
Just notice some obvious agents of the bench like, oh, on second thought, we could share this at the after dinner.
Now,
Yeah.
Max, I did ask that question to one of my coworkers. So, I asked the gun question, the van and gun question.
Oh,
If I showed
no.
up at your door with a van and a gun, and I gave you the gun and said, "Get in the van, and we're going to rob a bank," would you do it?
Oh yeah.
And he said he gave me almost the same answer you did. He just looked at me. He's like, "All right, well, you know what? I have only known you for about 3 months, but that sounds exactly like something you would do, and I would not, I would not get in the van."
It's like, I'm not gonna call anyone, but I'm not getting in the van.
Yes.
I'm not asking you what bank. I'm not asking where you're going. I'm not even gonna ask, will I see you in 3 months? Just don't die.
And I was like, okay, well, what if X person, is with me when what's going on? And he's like, okay, well, first off, I know X person very well. He would be texting me the entire time, so I know the entire situation by the time you arrived. And second off, if that didn't happen, and for some reason he had a gun, I would be extremely worried, because he doesn't do that. Also, he hates you.
Oh, he hit your guts too, by the way. Oh,
I'm just like, yeah, I know.
okay. Yeah, it's-
He's like, I'd be really worried a scenario that required him to steal a van, acquire a gun, and then ask for your help.
yeah, no, That's one of those like there are certain people I just feel like, well, if they came to you, it's because they knew you were the right person for the job, whatever the fuck they did.
Whatever they did, I'm now worried.
It's like,
Anyway,
on the one hand, they've got you. On the other hand, they've got you.
also, I'm really
What the fuck?
confused about this. Apparently, Akari isn't either of the authors, but she's
What?
still a self-insert.
Yes.
In that case,
Schizophrenia,
it's
dude.
just an
I don't
OC.
think the authors know what a self-insert is.
No, sneaky. Schizophrenia, of course.
Hmm.
It's their fucking split personality.
Oh yes.
Their shared split
How could we have
personality
forgotten?
that's also a communist.
It all
Yeah.
How could we ever
starts
forget?
the day Akari gets into a debate with Minato Namikaze on a battlefield during the Third Ninja War. She, A. Lamau, and B were sent off to cut off a potential Konoha offensive. Or rather, A. Lamau and B were sent to cut out a potential Konoha offensive.
Why are you doing that to A?
Lamau?
Stop that, please.
How's about
He's
No.
part of Advent. Shoot him.
Oh god.
Well, I'm
Fucking
go-
A's.
I,
Get
I
off
am
my
I am restraining myself once more, and I'm going to message Nosehair what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Oh god. He's gonna say some gamer shit. Hmm. Hang on, Sticky. Do you remember how long that fucking asexual server shit was? Because I'm trying to fucking find the timestamp, and I just can't.
What was the what now?
The server we fucking destroyed.
Oh crap! Try looking up Ace on our.
I did.
Uh,
And there's nothing really.
yes.
Yeah.
What would it be listed under? What would it be listed under?
I know. Hmm.
Crap! Yeah, I can't think of any phrasing that would be like a good key search for that.
Yeah, me neither. And you know, looking at most of the links posted on the channel, it's just like 5,500. So I'm not gonna look through all that. But
I ain't dealing with that shit.
I don't know. I'll keep looking, I guess.
She's here because, in the words of the third, the wise Raikage. Somebody has to keep her and her bitch mouth under control so she doesn't embarrass our village, and you two are the only idiots who might do it. So here she is, out patrolling, when the three of them come across Minato. Akari hears A. Lamau start swearing.
Lamau intensifies.
Minato eyes the three of them up. He eyes them up with his eyes. She can tell he recognizes A, Lamau, and B, as most people do, from the B movie, of course. But there is an undisguised confusion in his gaze when his eyes land on her, and Akari relishes the opportunity this presents. A fresh audience. That's exactly what she is here for. The server is gone after Sneaky happened. The admin kicked everyone and nuked it.
Yeah. Wait, they did it like
that
several
doesn't
times.
surprise me.
I'm fairly sure they nuked at least 1 or 2 servers.
There was around
because
2
of
to
us.
3 servers because of me.
Yeah. And I think we had like I think it was Stannis that went fucking Black Ops on them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if like half the shit I do would ever came to light, it would probably be added to the Geneva Convention.
Oh yeah, dude, half, all of it, dude.
You act like I haven't already added it.
You used your
I've
true
co-
Nose
sorcery.
has been compiling hundreds of pages of documents to submit.
I see. Well, I personally, I would consider that a success in my life if I managed to be added to the Geneva Convention.
Not your deeds, you.
Yes, me.
He just sneak himself.
I am a
like-
violation of the Geneva Convention.
And it's like the first point of the video convention is just an image of Sneaky. There's like, no.
I use the power of my ancestry to directly attack your standing with the UN.
I see. Do you claim anti-Semitism?
No.
I just finished doing a clip, and all I hear is Sneaky clapping and laughing. What happened? I ruined the lives of many people.
He has been banned from the UN forever.
I've been banned. Just think, like 5 years, maybe 10 years from now, you know, my name comes up on a newspaper, announced new head of Human Rights Division in UN.
If you get made the head of UN, I will literally eat a fucking.
If you no, not even that. If he somehow even gets on the council for that, period.
Don't worry, I'll be great friends with Saudi Arabia, China, Russia.
Actually, you know what? You might actually get them to do something about places that have that issue.
Just from their sheer dislike of me.
It's like,
How do we?
what's the quickest way to get this guy off our back? What if we just do what he
Oh.
says?
So, speaking of which, I actually have a story from that. So, when I do my job and we have to count stuff, we constantly have problems where like it was one thing is covering up something else and we didn't count it accidentally, and all sorts. Sometimes our eyes just like roam straight over it and we just internally don't recognize it.
Yep, that happens. Human brain is a bitch like that.
And so I specifically when I know that a certain thing is going to be an issue, I will position it in a certain way that gets my partner who's counting with me exceedingly angry. Because I know that by seeing that, they're going to get angry and pay attention to it, which means they'll count it successfully. And the other person who works in the vault with me was telling me about this. He's like, "Oh my god, you know, the dude from yesterday, he was so fucking pissed off about how you positioned all of it, and he would not shut up about how frustrating it was to see it all. But when I fixed it all and we counted it yesterday, he missed it all." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because when you're pissed at shit, you notice it more." And he just gives me this look of, "What kind of demented devil sage are you?"
It's the power of the devil's advocate. It just stand.
I feel like that says something about my personality just in general, where it's like, you know, that is an excellent point that I wish you weren't right about.
Oh god.
Anyway, so Akari clears her throat. Hey, Lamau whips her.
The fuck?
We're good.
Did he fall off his chair again?
I might have punched my beer can. But don't worry, I rolled a nat 20 on my reflex save and managed to catch it before it tipped over.
But it's a good thing you rolled a nat
Power
20
move.
because your deck is apparently like a 5.
That, oh my
Yes.
god, that gasp of horror was that.
That was a fucking.
That was something.
Don't you dare! Hey, you fucking tree hugger! Akari shouts. Minato blinks. He points to himself. Alamau makes a grab for her, and Akari ducks out of the way. Yeah, you, Blondie, I'm talking to you. B cackles. You kissed one of those trees lately? Ever try to stick your dick in it? Still, this garners no reaction. Minato continues to stare at her like he hears every single day of his life. And maybe he does. He always hears that Konoha ninja are a weird bunch. Tree-related sexual activities could be a regular thing for them. It wouldn't surprise her. Lamau glares at her. Akari, one more word.
What in God's name did I walk back into?
Tree-related sex acts.
You could have picked better positions to walk in.
Yeah. Like any other time, honestly.
Like, literally anything in the past 25 minutes besides right now.
Yeah,
I
or in about like, I don't know, half an hour when the stream is
I
over.
literally told you I ran off to eat dinner.
I'm aware.
Yep.
We know. That's why we tried to find the best place for you to come back, namely by saying the
How
most
does it feel to fuck a tree? Real rough. The bark leave a bunch of scratches on your micro penis.
I'd imagine it'd be really sticky, because, syrup.
That's not.
Nice. Come.
You
I mean, you
mean
could always ask.
sap?
You could always ask a Canadian how it feels. What?
That's so far below low hang. That's fruit that's
Nose
fallen
hair.
to the ground.
No, nose hair.
Stayed
I
there
can't
and rotted
believe.
until it's become fermented and gotten a squirrel drunk.
I can't believe you would spread this fucking foul misinformation. French people don't have sex; they reproduce through fucking what's that thing, Max? You're the biology guy, I think.
No, I'm not. I'm the engineer in this group. If
Right.
anything else, what the fuck do you mean biology?
He went to engineering school.
Sneaky,
Well, I
sneaky.
just figured Max knows big words. What's the word for when a cell splits in half?
Max knows big words.
Max is
SneakyDevil.
the best at words. He has amazing English.
Division?
Are you thinking
Okay.
about mitosis?
Mitosis.
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 See, you do know biology.
Wow, I'm so proud.
Max.
And Sneaky, I found the
hate
timestamp
him
at least. As
so
well.
much in this instant.
God bless.
Oh,
I do
gosh.
not blame you.
Honestly, what am I supposed to be asking you?
He's known me for 10 years now, and he still gets caught up with that.
Oh fuck! It really has been almost 10 years since I met you, hasn't it?
Yep.
Also,
Oh,
Sneaky, I
fuck.
thought you were going to make a joke on Canadians instead of French people.
Wait, there's other kinds of Canadians besides French?
Well, yeah, there's like people who aren't from Quebec, and then there's people who are from Quebec who deserve the rope.
Right. I prefer to rake them all, actually. That's spelled with a K, by the way. If anyone misheard me, it is rake with a K. I
Oh, God.
will not dirty myself by having sexual relations with a French person.
Can I castrate a Canadian?
Yes.
I think they do that themselves.
Oh, Sneaky, I found the timestamp.
Oh, you
on
did?
Yeah, hang on. I'll
Oh, God.
ping you with it, I guess. Just give me a sec.
B leans over to A. Lamau. Yo, she got it, though. B stage whispers, one hand raised to block his mouth. Say what you want, but her ducks are in a row. No, they aren't,
What?
A. Lamau says. Or she'd have learned to shut her mouth and listen to her superiors at some point in the last 7 years. Okay, I'm feeling personally attacked by that sentence. Max, why am I feeling personally attacked by that sentence?
Because
Which
you resemble
sentence?
it.
She would have learned to shut her mouth and listen to her superiors at some point in the last 7 years.
It's
I
because
think
you
you're
don't shut your mouth.
identifying with this self-insert, and that's not good. I think you might have had a little too much to
I
drink.
feel personally attacked by this.
You should stop drinking.
I'm gonna keep
No,
drinking.
no. Keep drinking.
Akari pays them no mind. She's too focused on putting her core into it as she screams. I bet it can't compare to how hard you fucked your own ninja. Really letting the system do the work for you, with your autocratic dictatorship built on the back of child soldiers.
That's
Listen,
a harsh take.
no nation there gets to complain about child soldiers.
None of the
no
none of the
gets to-
5 great ninja nations get to complain. What the fuck is this writer on about?
Minato frowns. Wait a minute. Kumo uses child soldiers too. Alamau glares at her. But we're not an autocratic dictatorship. We are a communal one. You're not a...
No, they're autocratic.
We're
No,
not a
you're
dictatorship. We're just a
autocratic.
communal. We're just a communal dictatorship.
What's
There's
an
nothing wrong with
autocratic
that.
dictatorship and what's a communal dictatorship? A dictator is a leader with total power over whatever they're leading. An autocratic dictatorship, like your shithole of a village, is where there's no input from other people. Despite the fact that he actually has a personal council? Like,
A council that has literally been there since day 1 from the days of the first Hokage? I think. That council goes back, like, even before Saratobi, I think.
well, no, the council that Sarutobi has is his 2 friends and his partner, and some of the other ninja heads. It's not like an official, like, oh, it's the Ninja Council.
Oh, no, I
As
know.
some
but,
fanfics like to put it, but...
No, I know, but, like, there is a council of
Yes.
sorts that and the tradition itself seems to go back quite far.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, Konoha seems to be pretty open, like, hey, civilians, this is how it works. Hey, ninjas, this is how it works.
Yeah.
Go do the thing.
Also, I'm really amused by the idea that a dictator has total power over whatever they're leading, because usually in a dictatorship, problem is that they actually don't have total power. They are a government built on the idea that if a single person becomes the leader, they have power, which attracts a bunch of power-hungry, greedy people that aren't satisfied with being the one not in power, which means that whenever a dictator wants to do something or get anything done, he has to make sure to placate and bribe or kill all of the other people in his government structure, or else they'll try and backstab him and or try to assassinate him. So then they can move up in the ranks to try and gain that ultimate power. Basically,
Funny how that works.
it attracts a bunch of really fucking stupid people. Usually the person in leading it is the smartest of the stupid people, and in the end they almost always die and get replaced by a stupider person who just got lucky, and usually in the end collapse the nation. See every dictatorship that's ever occurred.
Yeah, more or less.
No meaningful, but a communal dictatorship involves transparency and mandates. We hold our leaders accountable. No.
Doubt.
No. Canon Kumo was more portrayed as a literal military village dictatorship than Konoha was. Konoha was, I would say, less authoritarian and more like, honestly, fascist than, not even, no, like, less than fascist, because they had fucking civilian-owned businesses. Everything in Kumo serves the state, but actually Konoha was fairly good about that compared to everyone else. Huh.
They had
Yeah.
actual, liberties.
Yeah, it's weird.
Impressive.
Anyway, yes, he says. He knits his eyebrows together and looks at her like she just told him it's summertime in the middle of a blizzard. Fuck you. I feel personally attacked by that as well. Leave my state out of this.
No, listen here. I literally just had snow today.
Oh, so did
Oh.
we.
So did we.
All of the ninja villages
It's
are
hot as
autocratic
fuck here.
dictatorships, according to that definition. They were built on the foundation of a military dictatorship. Kage titles are passed down to the most powerful ninja, and if it's communal in the full definition of the word, Does that include the community would it, as in some kind of population representation? No village has that. But Kumo is transparent about that.
What?
What?
Hmm.
That's the
What?
key here. We're not trying to act like we've got some moral high horse. Konoha doesn't really act like they have a moral high horse either.
Konoha just acts like they can buy and sell everyone in the ninja world because they can.
Because they literally can, because it turns out letting civilians make money for them is really good.
Why the fuck is Konoha so overpowered? I hate it. Where?
Nerf Konoha, please, Kishimoto.
Yes.
Pain event has started.
Konoha leadership reduced.
Oh, please.
Naruto-
Please.
Gee.
No, Sneaky, come on. Edition 1 of that was the, I can't remember his name. Creepy Snake Man.
Orochimaru.
Yeah, the Orochimaru event has started.
You know what? And like, if that's how that worked, like the Orochimaru was like the first nerf patch, it wasn't enough because all it did was remove one old man who was gonna die of old age in the next 3 years anyways.
Oh, no, you know what, guys? I
Look,
think we
just
should
because
implement...
he was aging out of meta relevancy doesn't mean he didn't need to be.
I think we should implement our Ruby patch notes idea to Naruto, because we would have a lot more fun doing the Naruto than we do Ruby at this point. Just patch notes, 0.5, beta. Naruto is now stupid again.
Intelligent Naruto too strong. Re-nerfed.
God. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. And we set standards for our Kages. If they don't meet them, they're liable to be ousted. Okay, wait, hold the fuck up. Are you really trying to do the Kage dick measuring contest against fucking the first and second Hokages? And the third? And the fourth?
And the 6?
Really? You're trying to dick measuring contest against a guy who literally 1v1'd Madara and the Ninetales simultaneously and beat them both? The guy who looked at Naruto during his strongest peak during the Fourth Ninja War and said, "Oh hey, he has a decent-sized chakra pool." That guy? You gonna do a dick measuring contest? Okay. Oh shit, B says. She went there, man. That's lit.
Oh shit, that's lit.
Shoot me.
Yeah, shoot me.
No.
Definitely, I'm done with that. From where she stands, Akari can see Ailamal's life pass before his eyes as his soul dies on the spot.
Just like
Fine,
mine just did.
it might be a flawed
Metal.
system, haha, but that doesn't mean it can't be changed from the inside. Oh yeah, sounds like big talk from a pretty boy. Anything is fixable, Minato says firmly. You know what, I agree with Minato on this one. Anything is fixable. Usually requires a 19 by 13 package, though, to fix it permanently.
What's in this 19 by 13 package?
Gunpowder and lead.
Oh yes, good old.
See, so we're going for a
7.16.
rather more permanent solution.
Yeah, it's a very permanent solution.
Would you say that diplomatic negotiations have broken down?
No, I say they're just starting.
Bad Sneaky.
That's sneaky.
Look, I am just peacekeeping.
That's not how you peacekeep.
That's how America peacekeeps.
Isley,
Not wrong.
I'm
You're
not
really
the one speaking right now. I've been quiet for a good bit.
Isley, please.
You
yes.
fucking
Isley,
moron.
I left for 25 literal minutes.
Anyway.
Isley's actually retarded.
Yeah,
Like-
I truly believe this.
Genuinely.
I say, I will become Hokage one day. Akari scoffs. Dismantling a system from the top sets you up to be absorbed by it. What's your plan then? Violent revolution. That's it? Yeah.
You've been upgraded to Latin, apparently.
Wah.
What?
You're
Anyway,
Latin now,
You're Latin
according
now.
to Isley.
Yes.
Violent revolution. Violent
I guess
revolution against
all
ninja.
those law classes paid off.
Congratulations, you are now a patrician of the Roman Senate.
Violent revolution against
Oh
ninja.
hell yes! I
that's
get to
exactly
abuse
what I'm
people
saying.
and still be considered part of the populace.
I actually fully agree with this. When I become dictator of the UN, I'll appoint Atin as my patriarch of the Christian religion.
I mean, listen, if you let me get away with calling the Catholics filthy heretics, I am in.
We'll add that as a human right.
Calling the Catholics heretics,
what?
or
I don't think that's how human rights work.
The UN disagrees with you.
The UN Council on Human Rights and calling Catholics heretics disagrees with you.
You know, I'm pretty sure I could at least get some major supporters like Saudi Arabia and China behind on that one.
Yeah, everyone's favorite fucking human rights friend.
It's
Fucking
my
Russians.
right to call a Christian a heretic.
Damn right.
it's also a right to call
Established by the Council of Just Now.
Yes. Oh no, wait, are you telling me that Now has finally achieved council status?
It has.
Now that's what I call council. Jokes only 90s kids get. Anyway, so violent revolution against a military dictatorship. Yes, it's a ninja versus ninja fight. The playing ground is even. A. Lamel pinches the bridge of his nose and mutters under his breath, "Fucking moron." You're just saying that because you're bourgeoisie scum and you know that when a revolution comes, you're going to find your head propped up on a stick. What's bourgeoisie? The powerful oppressors.
I don't think. Listen, the only thing B's ever oppressed anyone with is his pathetic rhymes.
No, we're talking about A. Lamel.
I mean, then he oppresses people by making them listen to B's rhymes.
That's fair enough. You should be sectioned only if you're death wish. If you sectioned every slightly unstable Jonin, you'd have an empty workforce. Okay, you know what? I will actually give the authors credit on that one.
If you sectioned every slightly unstable Jonin.
Don't act like it's not in your best interest for all your Jonin to be slightly unstable. It makes them dependent on your system. Warp Ninja have no chance of breaking free of the ninja lifestyle. Minato goes, I think she actually has a point. Yeah, you are kind of bourgeoisie scum, B says, and even if I think that word is dumb. It's a dumb word to describe dumb people like all three of you. You know what, A says? He sinks into a fighting stance, and Akari knows the debate is over. So does Minato from the way he tenses. You're gonna tell me either way, right? Minato asks. And instead of answering, A. Lamel flies at him. And then XCOM comes in and shoots him.
Thank you, XCOM. Truly,
Very
you
cool.
are our greatest ally.
Indeed. Alright, well, you know what? I'm done reading this story. It's 9 o'clock. I think we get... It's nearly 9 o'clock. Okay. Bankings
I think we all understand the
unconstitutional.
general gist.
It's close enough.
Anyway. Yeah, it's a stupid story that has its moments of amusement, but overall, not really.
Yeah. Aura brings up a good point.
Oh, what's the point Aura's bringing up?
XCOM misses with 93% hit rate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always did love that. XCOM! They are the best of the best of the best. They are the elite trained troops of the elite troops.
I mean, the amount of
27%
time...
hit rate. Hit misses every time. Panics when he first sees an alien.
I would say that that's not exactly true, but I did miss like 99% shots on the last stream I did of XCOM. So...
And then meanwhile, you have that one fucking recruit that you sent out into the open and you screamed, "Witness me," into the mic, as he proceeds to critically shoot a sectoid and then dodge 5 different people shooting at him.
And,
Well,
and
my
Sneaky,
favorite part was it was like, all right, this guy's just going to be sacrificial. Sorry, rookie.
Proceeds to not die. Everyone, wait, that's illegal.
yeah, and Sneaky, then there's the picture I posted in the fucking stream chat on Discord. Gun literally inside the alien's head. Hit 65%.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's mostly because of a bug.
Oh yeah, you
involving-
found it. Oh yeah, you found it.
The muscle's actually in his fucking brain. It's just like, oh yes, it's a 2/3, something like that.
I mean, actually, with a rifle being too close is actually a detriment. But
Yeah, but literally inside his head.
Well, that's also.
How the fuck do you miss that?
Oh, I think I know what picture you're talking about. That's because it's a bug because the game. Oh wait, no, that's flanking. Oh yeah, no, that's a bug because the game says it's flanking, but for some reason keeps thinking that it's behind cover.
Yeah.
Whack. Very interesting bug, but okay.
So
It-
is there any
it's a
questions
dumb
that
bug.
people want to have before we close out tonight?
No.
Oh, what the fuck? It's already 9.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already 9
Three.
o'clock.
3 fucking AM for me. Fuck you guys.
That sounds
Okay.
like your mistake.
Yeah, it is. Just saying, fuck you guys anyway.
I mean, you know, we dislike you with pretty much an equal amount of fervor.
Oh, thank you. Warms my heart.
You don't have a heart.
Yeah, there's just something in there. Might be a heart, might be a fucking pump. I don't know.
It's a ship girl on a wheel.
Yeah,
I feel like you should
sure.
be a bit more worried if there's a pump in your chest that you didn't know about.
Eh,
Just a
it just
thought.
works. Look, in the immortal words of Todd Horde, it just works.
It just
I mean, you know,
works,
unless
it
it's Fallout
just
76, in which case it doesn't.
Which released today on Steam, apparently.
We'll
$4
deal with that when it happens.
Wait, what released on
Fallout 76. I wonder, do I still have to have a Bethesda account to use it?
Yes.
Probably.
No, they actually
Oh no, they didn't.
All right, guys, we actually got 2 decent questions to close out the night on, so we're only gonna pick one though.
Wow, that's rude.
Well, I mean, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, good point.
So, C8 says, speaking of decent dialogue, how does you pace dialogue without sounding like a retard? Well, Aura King asks, we talked about world building previously. What about character development depending on the series? Which one do you guys feel like answering more?
Fuck you.
Whichever one it is, I'm gonna let you and Atin handle it, because I'm not good at putting that stuff into words. I
That's
can
fair enough.
just... Sneaky, you've seen my writing style. It literally comes down to, oh, Max just does that for some reason.
Yes, and then you look at the words I wrote and go, I now know more words.
I was gonna say, it got
no,
significantly easier
it's
when
down
I
to,
started
like,
writing with
Sneaky, I didn't
Max.
know you
I
knew those
realized.
Sneaky,
Oh,
I
hey.
didn't know you knew those words.
There's
dare
actually
you
a
not
lot of
choose-
users in the chat right now. Wow.
Yes, there's 12 people here. That's kind of why I wanted to, instead of just closing out immediately, actually answer a question. I feel like going with the. I actually can sort of answer both. I'll lightly touch the dialogue one and then go to Auras because that one's actually going to require like discussion. Say it out loud. That's the best way to pace dialogue. Is say it out loud. Do you sound like a dumbass when you say it out loud? You're gonna sound like a dumbass when someone else listens to it.
Now you say it's the old trick of read your writing backwards to see if it actually grammatically correct. Or more importantly, sometimes if it sounds correct.
Well, because no, especially when it comes to dialogue. If it sounds fine, it is fine.
Because it's dialogue.
Yeah, dialogue is never going to follow proper grammatical rules because that's just not how normal people talk.
We refer to that as vernacular. It is my preferred writing style. Because proper English sucks.
Y'all didn't have.
Shut up.
Please shut the fuck up right now. Delete this immediately.
So, as far as world building in streaming into character development, depending on the series, it depends on the goal you want to have in the series. Again, we can use Sword Art Online, I suppose, Ruby, I suppose.
Well, no, yeah, actually, have you read Progressive?
I have not read the Progressives, no.
Progressive is a great example of like normal SAO versus progressive is a great example of that.
Isn't the progressive basically the V2 of SAO?
Yeah,
it certainly feels like it. Yeah.
Mm.
He goes
said
floor by floor.
Yeah, and I've read the 6 volumes, 6 volumes that have been translated into English, and
I
they're
think
great.
it's up to 6. Yeah.
They're fantastic because he actually takes time to develop his character. Like
This is
now,
also after 7 years
yes.
of experience with writing and being like, wow, I did some dumb stuff in SAO.
Well, it's not just that, but naturally the relationship between Kirito and Asuna is going to feel different from 6 books going through
Right.
everything.
Then 2 to 3 episodes of,
versus-
hey, we met, now we're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So granted, part of it was a pacing problem, but the other part of it is he's going out of his way to make Kirito and Asuna look like like there's an entire thing where people are tricking they're tricking people into thinking their items broke while smithing
Right.
and selling them for money.
Right.
I was gonna say, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, if you ever played RuneScape, it's the old I can gild your items for free.
Yeah.
Armor trimming free.
Yeah.
Give armor, thank you.
Yeah.
I
that-
only need 100 gold, please. 100 gold.
Yeah.
But no, so basically when it comes to character development, it depends on the series. Your character will develop. Bleach is actually a good example of this, I guess you could say. Ichigo develops the most as a character, what little there is, but he develops the most during the fight, in the middle of the fight, and immediately afterwards. He has the least amount of character development in the lull between fights. Because Bleach is an action series that focuses on the action. So the main focus of the story is action, which means that the most limelight your character is going to get in terms of progressing the story is also the best time to progress the character. If your story is a what's a slice of life? That's the word I'm looking for. Slice of life sort of story. Their character progression is going to be significantly slower and is going to be paced more by events and arcs rather than a instant flash moment of, say, a fight in an action story.
Yeah. Good example for this would be something like Toradora,
Right.
if you're familiar with that at all.
Years. It's been years.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like
soon.
it's a good example of decent character development over the course of the series.
For example, character development, depending on how your slice of life is set, if it's Ruby style slice of life, where you have some action going on, but you also have like the story actually focusing on what's going on in the classes and the characters maturing. So he tried to balance both the action moments where there'll be action and they'll grow as a character from the action because they make mistakes and they learn from the mistakes, but also the slow burn character growth over time as they just get more familiar with what they're doing and they get more used to the roles that they have assumed. A normal slice of life, however, would have more along the lines of you have to first. This is where world building does take importance here. Is you have to set up the world with a slice of life story. You have to set up the world. It's not like super setup, not like Tanya levels of setup, but you have to set up.
Because now that's excessive.
You have to set up the character's world as it is. So you have to set up their schedule. They wake up, they take a shower, they brush their teeth, they make food, they say goodbye to their parents, they go to school. And you have to set this up as a routine, and you have to make the audience used to this routine. And then say an event happens where both parents are in a car crash. Maybe they die, maybe they just stay in the hospital for a while and then die, or maybe they go into the hospital and then eventually recover. That's up to you. But the point of the being is that it interrupts the main character's standard ritual of what they do, and then you can say you have the character, go to say goodbye to the parents, but the parents aren't there where they usually are now because now they're in the hospital or dead, and then you can have them start to change in terms of personality and develop as a character from that. You can have a whole bunch of different things happen. Friends can come and go. You can have them develop based off of mistakes they make in class or with the project they're working on. Again, slice of life stuff. You generally just, they're living. This is what happens to them. This is how they react. This is how they grow. Again, action stories based on that. What other kind of stories do we have?
By the
Adventure
way, I do
kind of
wanna point
falls
out-
under.
Just something I wanted to mention. Probably the most development Ichigo ever got as a character, period, was. Oh, good lord, excuse me. Was during the the arc where he didn't have his magic special.
Oh, yeah. I agree to disagree. Fullbringer.
No, we do not talk about that.
Yeah, that's why I said agree to disagree.
His character development that was
Adventure.
implied to happen over that 2-year time skip was fine until the Fullbringer arc started. It's like, could have just, like most people, I agree, it should have ended with Aizen.
God, yes.
You know what? I'm
Well,
trying to scrape my
It
knowledge.
should have ended with Aizen, and then it definitely should have gone and ended with the Fullbringer arc.
Oh, so adventure stories. I guess could you call Trigun an adventure genre?
I mean,
Kind of. Well, yes. kind of.
Trigun sits in a really weird
It
spot.
really
though.
does, but the the message of Trigun is the journey is more important than the destination, sort of. And other things like the past always catches up to you, various other tropes like that. They're actually very important, and Trigun made beautiful use of them, and is an amazing show. So same with Cowboy Bebop. Past always catches up to you.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, but Cowboy Bebop is a more classically action show.
Yes, but the most character development you saw was not from Trigun. It was the people around Trigun that developed the most.
Yeah, I was gonna say he and Million Knives or whatever he was didn't change.
Right.
They didn't change at all, partially because they're not people.
Right.
Hooray for tree people.
No, all of their development happened in their flashbacks. And then they
True.
stuck to those ideals for
Yes.
the next however many plus 100 years.
6 million years.
But so it's sort of like the One Punch Man scenario, I guess you could say, where the main character isn't the one developing anymore. The main character is the pillar around which everyone else develops.
Yeah, the main character's development has already happened, and you get to see it in flashbacks occasionally, but that is who they are at the end.
What's the appeal of a show
DMC.
like Kaguya anime that has a lot of people obsessing about it?
It's slice of life, it's adorable, and the characters developing is showing them maturing.
That's Love and War, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love is War. Yeah. It's just showing high school kids growing up and slowly maturing and coming to figure out how relationships work and how they can get from person to person.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
literally about growing up. Just with cute anime
Kaguya
bullshit.
is a nostalgic trip for people that have grown up because it's the rose-tinted view of it, basically. I guess you could call it that, right?
For some people, yeah, it's a rose-tinted view of what their high school life used to be like, or for some people, it's what they wish it had been like.
Right. Exactly.
It- It's one of those unfortunate things. There are some people like me, it's like, no, this is just fun and adorable to read. But then there are the people who you kind of worry about, who again look at it with those rose-tinted glasses Sneaky and I just mentioned.
What show was this? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Chico dance.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, it gave us that dance. So.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I was just say,
If your high school life was like that, then there's, I don't know.
But
I was gonna say, for what it's worth, the early episodes of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya are probably a better representation of most people's high school life.
Oh,
Yeah.
most assuredly.
Early episodes.
wait, are you telling me we all weren't gods that relived the exact same day over and over again? Shoot.
No, no. Sneaky, Sneaky. The problem is that we're all the Kion in that.
Yeah.
Starts out with happy girls and like having fun, ends with fucking universe nearly ending 5 times.
Well, I mean, come on, that's just Thursday in Japan.
Yeah,
y'all.
that's just Tuesday, man.
It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. They get it bi-weekly.
Oh god. I was actually quite pleased with myself today. I walked up to the guy I was working with in the vault today, and I go, "What are we doing today, Brain?" He goes, "Same thing we do every day, Pinky. We're emptying the vaults."
Fun fact: did you know that Pinky and the Brain is coming back?
I'm sorry, you what?
Do you want another
What?
fun fact that's going to enrage you? Buffy the Vampire Slaying is coming back, but it's progressive now!
Fuck off.
Yeah.
There went nose. Matt, I'm gonna have to disconnect you to make you commit to the bit. You realize this, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay, right?
Anyway. But, yeah.
I'll stop.
progressive
I'll
remix.
stop.
But, so anyway, yeah, character development. Character development is actually not a goal. It's something that happens along the way.
You never
Well,
tried to
that-
force character development.
That
and it just
depends
happens
just a
naturally.
bit. Like there are examples where it's not a narrative-driven story, but a character-driven. So development is kind of like a motivation for it.
Hmm.
Like One Punch Man in its manga form, I'd argue, is very much character-driven. So it's important for Genos to get a lot of development. It's important for Moomin Rider to get his development whenever he shows up.
True.
Like the current arc with the Monster Hunter, I'm sadly forgetting his name, but he gets a surprising amount of attention and development as his arc goes on as a villain.
Hmm.
Who does?
Hunter.
I can't remember the Monster Hunter. I can't remember his fucking name. Sorry, the Hero Hunter. I can't remember his fucking name.
Stain.
No, this is One Punch Man.
Yes! Nailed it!
Stain ends up in One Punch Man. This is
Dies
not the way you think it
instantly.
is, sir.
Garo.
This will go poorly, sir.
Garo, thank you, Aura.
Yeah.
It's weird because he's so much more interesting than Genos, but that's because Genos is literally a one-off
no,
villain.
what I was
Or-
saying with that comment there
Oro.
is-
I was gonna say,
Is it
you leave
Oro?
Precious Cyborg Boy alone. Also,
No,
he's
Genos
not a
is.
villain.
Oh no, I know.
No, Max, what I was saying
I think
is
my
with
brain
that
is
comment,
cross-circuiting, and I don't know why.
was that
I
the
did say it with such conviction.
character development comes from more tropes than it does from the characters themselves, I guess, just naturally developing. Like, your characters are typically going to follow along the lines of either breaking the trope of their character type or following the
Yeah.
trope of their character type.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's more just a problem with the media of writing, because unfortunately,
We've only been
it's
doing
not-
it for about 30,000 years, so we kind of got it down.
Oh, we've got it down, but also these characters are so short-lived compared to the rest of us.
True, yeah.
We kind of have to. It's really hard to make a
Compress
3D
their
character.
arc.
It's hard to make a 3D character in terms of personality. It's very difficult.
But that's why I was saying that the character development is more something that happens in the journey along the way, where when you're writing a book and you're world building and you're character developing, your end goal as a writer is to get to the end of the book, while the end goal of the reader is the journey along the way to the end of the book.
Yeah.
And so you have a goal in mind when you're writing a book of where you want to end the story. And as you're writing that, all of that, as you're developing all of that, the best way for character development to occur, in my personal opinion, is for you not to force it. Is for you to just be like, okay, I want X event to happen. How does everyone react? How does that affect them? What's the consequences? What did they have to do to, do whatever in this reaction of theirs? How does that set them up for the next event to occur? It doesn't matter if it's a slice of life. It doesn't matter if it's an action. It doesn't matter if it's some sort of adventure story. It's all the same formula at the very end. You have a start, you have events, and then you have a finish. What's important is everything else along the way.
Inspiring.
And with that,
Yeah.
I'm going to prevent myself from diluting that and saying anything else stupid. We've hopefully answered a little bit of that question. And I'm going to just say, hey, join us on Friday. There'll be more where that comes from, because, of course, as always, 7 p.m. Friday, there's always more, and it always gets worse.